Here we go. Let's start with the Arabic family. And we will start in two-hand hold, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach 3 moves, and then we'll drill. Then 3 more moves, and then we'll drill. I feel like this gives us enough content to drill with without drilling after every move, and then we would never get through the whole workshop. So,
hey, Lisa,
first,
do you want to take a picture?
Oh, yeah. Do you think everybody's
I'm already
here?
like getting sweaty.
Oh, yeah, getting already sweaty. Okay, yeah. So, Bonnie, Vicki, and Jessica, do y'all want to turn your cameras on for a picture? Oh, there's Rachel. Okay, I'm going to give everybody a minute to turn cameras on if they want to be in the picture. Yay! Okay, I don't know. Okay, let's see. Just a second. Yay! Hey, Vicki. Okay. Bonnie, are you here for a picture? Let's see.
Yeah, I'm not sure like how to do that. My picture usually comes up, but like I'm not finding the spot to turn it on here.
Okay, so there's a bar across the bottom if you hover over it, and to the left of that bar is a video icon beside the sound icon. If you press the little uptick, the little arrow, you should be able to turn your video on there. Do you see it? Oh, yay, there you are. Okay, everybody get your basket. I'm so excited. My child is my social media manager. I've been paying them this summer. And so I have a picture of all the workshops. And for my birthday tomorrow, what I asked for my birthday is for them to help me combine all the pictures into a poster. So, yay. Okay, so I'll count to 3. Hold your basket up and smile. And then let's make sure that I get it. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now let me drag it across and make sure I get the whole thing. Okay, I got it. Yay. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. I didn't get it. One more time. Wait, maybe I got it. Nope. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is why I pay somebody to help me with technology. Okay, now I got it. Let me save it. US pick. Okay, we're great. That's why I stopped in the beginning of the video when we were warming up, as I forgot to hit record. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take sections of each class in each country and put it all together for a worldwide workshop. Okay, so Arabic family, 2-hand hold. So get into your 2-hand hold, and then like I said when we were talking about the arm transitions, Arabic I do a scoop and an up. And let me show you that from the side. Scoop and up. You still want to go up in 8 counts, not like what I just did, because it is a full Arabic. So there's a few moves that you can do with Arabic that are pretty much the same as you would do it otherwise. So basic Arabic. Of course, you can do everything that you normally do. You can turn with it. You can go forward with it. You can go back with it. You can thank your teacher for making you practice Arabic with your arms up, even though you thought you would never use it. Okay, you can also do Arabic 1, 2, 3. So you'd be in Arabic, you drop. 1, 2, 3. Yes, it is like you're putting your boobs in your basket. So, up for the Arabic. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drop, drop, drop. You can half turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drop, drop, drop. Make sure your elbows are engaged. Drop, drop, drop. Okay. Arabic double turn is pretty similar. We would do a quick scoop. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can cue a half turn or a flourish, And then my basket is just going to go horizontally over my head for the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, Q flourish, 3, 4, above head, and you can go back into it or you can leave it up, just like your arms would be on a regular Arabic hip twist. Okay, now for the fun. So raise your hand if you can do Arabic double turn. Okay, most people. So I'm going to just really quickly show Arabic double turn without basket so we can have it in our brains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, turn, turn, Arabic to finish. So with the basket, this is one of my favorite, Arabic double turn is one of my favorite moves, period, but I love it with a basket. So I'll show it to you, then I'll turn around backwards and break it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, spin, spin, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, ready? So this is a move, and I'm actually going to teach you both variations. You can start at two hand, or you can start at left shoulder, but you always end at two hand. So, ready? So 4 counts to get overhead, just like in regular Arabic double turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6 is when you bring the basket down to under your boobs to cue it. 5, 6, left shoulder holds 7. Arm 8. Spin 2, 3, 4. Then you grab it. 5, 6, 7, 8. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, Q 5, 6, shoulder 7, arm 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Grab it. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, questions about how you actually do that move? Okay, can we do the left shoulder? Everybody, oh, Sylvia, do you have a question?
Yes, I do, because this one is new for me.
Yeah.
When you do the second scoop, let me see how I can explain myself. 1, 2, well, anyway, when you do it the second time, you end it under your boobs, or you just flip it, or I don't know, can I see it again?
Absolutely. Let me show it to you facing you, because then I think it'll be easier to see. So you're going to use the 4 counts to get it overhead. So low belly scoop, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're still in your Arabic, but you drop it to below your boobs for 5, 6, and then it goes to your shoulder for 7, and then your arm goes up on 8 to prepare yourself for a spin. Now you're only spinning twice. 1, 2, 3, 4. You grab it as you go back into Arabic. 5, 6, 7, 8. And just so everybody knows, I am recording this. So if we're doing a move that you're not super familiar with, my suggestion is to get the arms and drop the feet, and just get the arms during the workshop, and then you can go back and pick up the feet. Diana! Mwah, mwah, mwah. Okay, you guys know we have to do another picture now. So get your cameras. Get your cameras on. We have to have Diana in the picture. Rachel, Jessica, Vicky, do y'all mind turning your cameras back on? Yay! Yay, thanks everybody. We have to have Diana in the picture. Yay! So glad you're here. Okay, and we're still not too sweaty. We wanted to do an early picture, Diana, so we wouldn't be sweaty. Oh, and BB has Kitty in the picture. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, perfect. Let me get that one. Grab it. Oh, no, I missed it. Sorry. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to get it this time. I'm going to not be spastic because that's what happens. I get spastic and then I'm trying to rush. Okay, I got it. I have this, you have to drag it across. And so then I get anxious trying to go fast, and then I pick my finger up before we're done. Okay, so know that you can go back and watch the video. Try to get the upper arms first. So let's move on. I want to show you the second. Oh, shoot. I'm going to go ahead and show you all 3 versions of Arabic double turn because this is my favorite move, and it is my birthday. Okay, so the second version of Arabic double turn is out of a left shoulder hold. So I'll show it to you, then I'll turn it around and break it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, it's not difficult at all. I mean, you're basically doing the exact same move. You're just holding a basket on your shoulder. So since this is our first left shoulder move, let me tell you, this can be a little bit tricky because the tendency is to dip forward or back, or some people's tendency is to go up and down. The best way to figure out what your kind of basket Achilles heel is to videotape yourself. Chances are you're going to make the same mistake over and over again in terms of tilting the basket. So for this one, you cue into it with your right hand. You basically are just dropping the left arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, regular cue, 5, 6, 7, 8, spin, spin, and then you grab the basket and pull it off. So Arabic double turn starting in a left hand hold is one of the moves that we created to be able to transition the basket from one hold to another without having to just do this whole thing. So you can do it two-handed, you can do it left arm. The final way I'm going to, oh yeah, Terry.
I just want to lovingly point out that when Lisa says right and left, about half the time she's actually saying the right word. So do what she does, not what she says. If she says the wrong word, I've been counting, and it's about 50% of the time.
Yeah, see, an average amount of the time. You have a 50% chance that I'm going to say it correctly. Okay, so let's do it balanced because this one is super fun. So this is one of the ways that we cheat with balancing. When we balance, when we're turning, if it's a slow turn, we leave it balanced. If it's a fast turn, we grab it with our left hand, complete the fast turn, and then remove the left hand. So here's what the Arabic double turn balance looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the trick is when I do a fast spin with the basket balanced, I'm not just lightly holding the basket. I am gripping the basket as if my life depended on it, and I'm pushing it into my head. So see, I'm like actually not just laying my fingers, I'm like squeezing the basket to put pressure and leave it in the same place on my head. Because the way that you're able to quickly remove your hands after a fast spin is that your basket has not moved from its balance point. So when you spin, the reason you're not holding it lightly is because you don't want it to move around. If it moves around, you have to rebalance it before you can move your hands. So it takes some practice, but what you're doing is you're pushing down on the basket so that it doesn't slide around your head when you're spinning. And you can get really good at it, and we do a lot of fast spins that way. So let me break it down. Of course, you have to make sure your arms are more out. You don't want to hit your basket when you go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, just like regular. 5, 6, 7, when I go to start my spin on 8, I'm taking my left hand straight down to grab my basket. And again, at first, you may not have that like perception of exactly how to grab without knocking your basket, but you will, you'll get it. So spin, and then I'm able to just take my hand right off the basket because I haven't moved the balance point at all. So one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, cue 5, 6, 7, grab the basket, spin, spin, let the basket go. Yay! My face. Okay, shall we drill all of that? Let's drill all of that, and then you can let me know if you have any questions. Unless somebody knows they have a question before we start drilling. Yeah, Diana.
So do you normally not spot when you spin?
That's a good question.
Like I just noticed I spot when I spin, so trying to do that last move, I was like, I can't whip my head around. Now I'm going to barf.
Yeah. So I'm glad that you asked that, Diana, because with baskets, as with some other props, I close my eyes when I spin rather than spot.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, because you're right. If you are spotting and doing the head whip thing, you have a very difficult time keeping your balance in the basket in the balance position.
Okay,
So,
and that's exactly why I've never tried to do any fast spins with a prop on my head. So
Yeah.
this is a new challenge.
Yeah, and, you know, one of the things about this workshop is I am offering to you what basically worked for Dawn and I when we created these moves. So feel free to take the moves back to your community and be like, yeah, we're not doing that. And make it your own move. It's fine. You can change it. You can still give credit and say this is, you know, Dianishma inspired, and still change it up. Like, do it how you want to. Make it your own. Take it to your troop and, you know, work it out. And if you come up with anything really cool, send it to me because maybe we'll want to do it too. Okay, so I'm going to put on some music, some kind of, hopefully not too fast. And let's drill what we've learned so far. I forgot, that's the one that gets really fast. Okay, how did that go? The drill in the Arabic family. Pretty good? Okay, awesome. Let's go to 2-2 pivot bump family and start with roundhouse. That's a fun one to start with. So, everybody remembers how to do roundhouse. We're basically hitting the Chico corners. We're looking and hipping. and we're trying to keep our arms going the entire time. So our arms are smooth, even though our hips are sharp, and we're looking. Same theory for the basket. So the first time we go around, we are keeping the basket horizontal. So it looks like this. And this is one of those that you have to readjust your hands the whole time it's going around, right? Okay, so one more time for the first 8 counts. Just trying to keep the basket horizontal as you come around and keep it smooth. So what happens is you hit 8 about here, and on and you flip the basket to vertical. So I'm coming up, I have the basket kind of rested on my hands like this. I put my thumbs underneath, but still fingers where I can grab it, so when I flip it, and then I'm able to fast flip. So that's the way that I do it, fast flip. So coming up the side, flip 1, so it's on an and then the basket is vertical the second time you go around. And you can finish it overhead, you can finish it to the side, go into something else, however you want. So let's practice that together, and let me know if you run into any issues. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep looking. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you can go into whatever else you want to go into. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, how did that feel? Did everybody do okay with getting the basket swung around without throwing it at somebody? Ish, Julie?
Yeah, I wasn't catching the, well, it's all new too, so what am I saying?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Because instant gratification, Julie,
Mm-hmm.
I need to understand the transitions immediately, but I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so really what I would suggest is not doing the corners and just practice the whole basket moving around so that you can get used to how you hold the basket and transition it.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So,
that makes, yeah.
Yeah, so when in doubt, drop everything but the arms. Now, I know in regular dance we would say drop everything but the feet, but we're in a basket workshop, so we want to pay attention to what we're doing with the basket.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions about roundhouse? Okay, I'm not seeing a hand. That's the only way I'm going to see, because y'all are itsy bitsy squares at this point. Okay, so let's do double back. Raise your hand if you know how to do double back already. Okay, pretty much everybody. That helps. I don't think I can teach double back with a basket if everybody doesn't already know double back. So double back is another move that we can do two-handed or left arm hold, but it's a move that always ends two-handed. So let me show you what it looks like, left arm, and then I'll break it down. So just watch for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, Q, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that looks complicated. I promise you it really isn't. So get your basket and put it on your right arm. We're going to take our basket, grab it with our left hand. No. Right hand. grab it with the hand that you see me using. We're going to go overhead. Wait, let me make sure that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, nope. We're going to cross the front of our body, and we're going to arc it overhead. Keep your elbow lifted. We're going to cross the front of our body and arc it overhead. We're going to cross the front of our body and arc it overhead. I am not trying to get underneath my coin ball for this cross. I'm like crossing at my neck, collarbones. I'm not trying to get low. I'm just crossing at my arm level, rainbowing. This is a horizontal cross and a rainbow. Horizontal cross and a rainbow. Okay, so when you are doing the first hip, which is your right hip, the hip, sit into it, that's when you go horizontal. When you're doing your left foot in front, that's when you go rainbow. Right foot, horizontal, left foot, rainbow. Right foot, horizontal, left foot, rainbow. Right foot, horizontal, left foot, rainbow. Okay, the reason we're doing it over and over is not because I think y'all are dim-witted. It's because when we add the turn, it all goes off the rails, no matter how many times you've done it. So, the first time when you start left shoulder hold, you're cueing it just like normal, and you're grabbing it. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, grab the basket and cue the half turn. So remember, the basket is going horizontally in front of you as you turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, rainbow, 5, 6, 7. You're going to turn again, horizontal, 3, 4, rainbow, 7, 8. Okay, let's do that one more time. One more 350 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Grab the basket and cue the half turn. Turn, 2, 3, 4, rainbow, 6, 7, 8. Turn, 2, 3, 4, rainbow, 6, 7, 8. One more time. Remember, when you turn backwards, you do right hip, left hip, and then you turn again on right. I know we all know that when we're not holding a basket, but when we're holding a basket, we forget. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Grab your basket, horizontal, 2, 3, 4, rainbow, 6, 7, 8. Horizontal, 2, 3, 4, rainbow, 6, 7, 8. So the next kind of level up for this is to try to get it smooth so that you're doing smooth rather than 1, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's try it and let's try to make the motion of the basket smooth out and see how that goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Grab your basket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Horizontal, 3, 4. Rainbow, 7, 8. Go into something else. Okay, how did that go? Good? Yeah. Yay. Y'all are really good at the whole thumbs up. It really helps. And don't worry, if you didn't get it, you can go back and practice this as many times as you want with the video, at least for the next 30 days, or maybe longer because I'll probably forget to take it off my website. Okay. You can also do this two-handed to start out with, so that it would stay two-handed the whole time. So you guessed it. Wait. So if that's the case, you go sideways, and then you do the same thing, but you just do it to the front before you turn it. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on that. Just know you can do it that way. So I'll do it to the front for you, so that if you decide you want to practice it two-handed. So Q. So it's just the same, you just start it in two hands. Okay, but go back and work on that later. I don't want to spend any more time on double back because I want to get in a few more moves. Yeah, BB.
Can I ask that everybody else mute themselves, because every once in a while if they make a sound, they pop into the main screen and then I can't see what you're doing.
Yeah, I've been catching whenever I see somebody unmute, I've been muting them, but yeah, if everybody will stay muted, unless you're asking a question, that's awesome, thank you. Let's see if I can make it so that, nah, I'm not gonna mess with it. Okay, let's talk about, balancing with shimmy family, because I think, oh wait, we didn't drill that. We'll drill double back and roundhouse along with shimmy family, because I don't want to run out of time with our fast. So, shimmy family, let's try this balance. So just getting a good balance. And there's a lot of things that you can do and just play with. So, shoulder shimmy with a level, hip drop. When you're first learning, you don't have to look backwards. I think that's optional at this point anyway. But you can also practice and do a slight glance to the side when you're doing the shoulder shimmy hip drop. You can do regular box step. You can also do box step and cue the half turn. And guess what we do? We grab the basket when we turn. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you're really good, you can come off on 8 because you're balanced, but that takes some practice. So let me do it from the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Same thing applies as we've been talking about with balancing, trying to get it in that balance point and not let it move. So this is also the way that we do combinations that have like half turns. So quasi combination, for example, we can pull off the quarter turns with the balance. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just be careful. Don't pick music that's too fast. And you can pretty much pull off the quarter turns when you practice. 5, 6, 7, 8. Go into some other move, back into the other half of your quasi combo. And then on 8, I'm grabbing, and on 1, I start my half turn. So just know that any fast move that you want to turn with, you can grab with your left hand and turn that way. Okay, questions about that? Let's drill the double back, roundhouse, then we'll get into balance, drill box step, maybe quasi combo, and then I want to get in a couple of Egyptian moves before we have a 3 or 4 minute break and move into slow. Let's see. Okay, how'd that go? Good? Okay, can we go till like, I don't know, 5, 8 more minutes before we take a little break? Is that okay? I want to get in a couple of Egyptian. Take a drink. Okay. So the way we do Egyptian, of course, elbows engaged, basket is right over the top of my head, and there is the ever slightest bounce. So you don't want to be doing this thing. That's a different sort of dance, I don't know. But just a little bounce, it almost feels natural to have a little bounce, right? If you want to cue a half turn, then you need to really turn your body to the side so there's no chance that your followers are going to miss it. Same with cueing the full turn. Then you can just, you know, do a two-handed choo-choo, turn, switch it, turn again. Okay, that wasn't what I was teaching. I was inspired. Okay, so just a little balance with Egyptian. So if I'm an Egyptian and I cue into my half turn, then if we were regularly going to cue Egyptian spin, then we would bring our arms down when we face the audience again. For basket, we're going to bring our basket to under our boobs for the cue. So I'm facing back. I'm going to cue by bringing the basket under my boobs, and then we're in half turn, so we turn back again, remember. When we turn back again, I'm going to move the basket onto my left arm and hold it until I'm ready to turn to the front to spin, and then I hit the spin immediately. So one more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, cue half turn. Of course, you can stay in half turn as many times as you want, but I'm going to cue the spin by dropping my basket. And then when I finish the half turn, I'm going to go to my left shoulder, hold on to the basket, release the basket to start the spin. Your troupe can decide whatever you want. So now, just for anybody that doesn't know, Dionyshma troupe is disbanded. So Dionyshma is just Dawn and I teaching, and then my troupe is Red Sage. So I wanted to do Fly Fusion and Fat Chance style, and Dawn wanted to retire. So we just kind of retired Dionyshma as a troupe and are just teaching it. So for us, we will always, or when we were doing Dionyshma, we always would go into it with our arm up rather than this. It just takes one more thing that you have to worry about when you're trying to remember the whole cue, left shoulder, to always go into your arm like this. You do with your troupe however you want. If you guys feel super comfortable with this and you want to give the choice, just like the choice would be for regular Egyptian spin, give the choice. But for us, we decided it was just too much to try to catch the arm, and it didn't look as clean as when we just decided on the arm. So, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Big cue. In your half turn. Cue your spin. Left shoulder, hold on to your basket. Spin. And you can spot on that one. Okay. This is the cue. When you turn, you put it on your left shoulder, you hold the basket, because when you turn, it looks really cool for your hand to come off and hit it at the same time. So that's why we do it that way. So we're backwards, and then it just looks really cool to hit it. Because we played with, do we take it off and then go up? But no, we like the way it looked just to go from here. So that's why we do it that way. One other Egyptian move that I want to teach you. Any questions about the spin?
Yes.
Oh, yes, yes, Julie, yeah. No, you're good.
very, very little experience with that spin.
Yes.
So I don't, is it 3? How many
It's
times?
4.
It's 4.
It's 4.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's 4.
Yeah.
Okay, you had just touched on it, so I haven't really got much.
Yeah. Well, and I stopped after 3 just because I was rushing along. So the part that I want you to make sure you get, if you don't know how to do Egyptian spin until your teacher covers it, is that you cue with your basket down like this. In regular Egyptian spin, you would cue by dropping your arms. And that then, to prepare for the spin, when you face to the back, you grab your basket. And then you release for the spin. So really just that arm basket stuff is what will be different than the regular move.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Okay, how's that? Okay, one more Egyptian I want to slide in there. This one's super straightforward, and that is Egyptian Seviana. So, as you know, the regular move. So when we do it with a basket, we just pull the basket down for the cue. So we're stepping back to our back diagonal, and typically we would pull our shoulders to this back hip, but with the basket we're going to try to create this basket still facing the front. So we don't want to pull the basket back because then the audience can't see it. So even though we're stepping to the back diagonal, our arms are coming out perpendicular or almost perpendicular from our body. So what we don't want is for it to look like this. See how I'm hiding the basket by pulling it back, even though that would be the more natural arm position. So what we're trying to go for is that our body is still stepping back, but our hand is keeping our basket so that the inside of the basket is facing the audience. So what that looks like on my body is about 1 inch from my belly button, the basket is hitting into my body. So you can have it in front of you, you can have it 1 inch from your belly button, but the goal is to keep the whole inside of the basket shown to the audience. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The only other trick to this one is that your basket is vertical. You have a quick turn on 7, 8, so you're going horizontally under your chin and overhead. So vertical, horizontal under your chin. If you don't pay attention to the horizontal under your chin, then this is what it will look like. You'll just cover your face with the basket. Now you might want to do that at some point, but that's not what we do in this move. You know, you might want to dance like this. Actually, the Russian dancers gave me such a cool idea. I can't wait to play with it, and that is dancing with your basket like this. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so Seviana, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How was that? Okay, let's do 2 minutes of fast drilling where we'll get in the Egyptian, and then we'll take like a 3 or 4 minute break because I have to pee, and then we will go into slow. Now the cool thing about slow is that we don't have that recorded anywhere. All of the fast we have in a class that's available online. The slow, only you people doing this basket series are getting this because we were supposed to record it this spring and then the pandemic hit. So we will record it, I just don't know when, because Donna and I need to be in the same place to record it and preferably without masks on. So I don't know when it'll happen. Okay. Let's do a little bit of Egyptian and then we'll take a quick break. Okay, how was that? Drilling the Egyptian really slow. Good-ish? Good-ish. Yeah, we'll get it. I mean, for those of you that this is your first time doing basket, I can see in the mirror, and it's really looking pretty good. So let's take a quick, like, 3-4 minute break, and then we'll come back and do slow. Hey, Daniel. I must be, Terry, oh, no, he knows. Hey.
Yeah, I have my headphones on, but I told him that you said hi.
Okay.
I'm going to grab some tea, too.
Mhm. Oh, is Bug there, Diana? Oh, hello, honey. It's your Auntie Lisa.
She just woke up.
Oh, were you having a little snooze? Hey, honey.
We went to
Hi, baby
we went to an
doll.
obstacle course this morning.
Oh, goodness.
So got back from an obstacle course about 20 minutes before this class started, and she is just wiped out. It's incredible.
That makes a girl tired.
Yes.
Yeah. What a sweetie. Diana, how are you? Are you frozen or am I frozen? I think Diana might be frozen. Okay, so as everybody is getting back kind of into place, so excited about doing the slow. I am completely in love with the slow basket. I just really love the basket move slow. So let me tell you while everybody's kind of getting back about the fast basket class. So Dawn and I recorded it before reunion last year, thinking that we would release it after reunion. It would be awesome because it would be an online class, and then the pandemic hit, and now there's online classes everywhere. So you can, if you decide you want to take the online basket class, we are doing we already cut it down for pandemic so that you could just sign up with a friend. You don't have to be in the same troop to get the troop price. But then as a participant in this basket workshop tour, you can get the basket class for $40 instead of the $50. So that's just a offer extended to everybody because everyone is taking this tour to donate to charity. And so it's kind of a thank you, perk, bonus. So if you're interested, just message me, or you can go to my website and see how to do that. Okay, slow basket moves. Yay. Let's start with Sarah. I really love Sarah with a basket. It's not the easiest one. In fact, it's probably going to be the hardest one, so we might as well knock it out, right? Before we get too tired. So let me show it to you, and then I'll break it down for you. Okay, it's difficult, and what I find the most difficult about basket in general is remembering which basket moves go vertical and which stay horizontal. And in the fast basket class, we actually have a whole drill that is only drilling the fast moves that go from horizontal to vertical. Because that's what I have trouble remembering when I'm doing basket. I'm like, did we decide to go horizontal here or vertical? Like I'm teaching Arabic hip twist and I'm like, horizontal or vertical? No, it's horizontal. So that's what makes Sarah hard or more difficult. So if you don't know Sarah, then I'm going to, again, just encourage you to get the arms and not worry about turning. And know that later on when your teacher teaches Sarah, you can add to it with a basket. So you start overhead, and your initial pull your arms down, you're going to bring your basket to your left hip, left, yes, your actual left hip, and leave it horizontal. Now, feet with Sarah is optional, whether you just pull your foot together or whether you cross. I like to cross because I feel like it gets the basket at the angle I want the basket at, but you do you. Okay, so basket down, and then, wait. And then as I'm turning, I'm crossing the basket under, looping, and coming back down to my hip. Because when we're doing the first turn, we're doing that tray movement. So we're doing the same thing with our basket. So we're going under our chin, loop, and back down. So the initial down to the hip, under our chin, loop as we're turning, or circle, I guess it's more circle, and then back down. So just the beginning. Drop to your left hip, under your chin, circle your head, back down to your left hip. Up your left side, and then I flip my basket vertically at the same time as I take my right foot and cross it behind. And then it goes down vertically down your right side. So let's do that much, because then we do another weird basket thing at the end. So you're overhead, horizontal at your left hip, under your chin, circle your head, back to horizontal at your left hip, up your left side, vertical as you cross your foot back, down the right side vertically. One more time, and then we'll add on. Trust me, it's good to do it over and over before we add on the last part. Horizontal at your left hip, under your chin, circle your head, horizontal, up your left side, vertical, down your right side. Okay, so for our last turn, I'm going to take my right elbow, which should already be engaged, and I'm going to let the basket, just watch for a minute, I'm going to let the basket move to horizontal as I turn so that it also ends up horizontal on this left hip. So let me show that one more time. So I've come down the right side vertical. As I turn, I'm letting my basket scoot under my right elbow to turn horizontally and again land at my left hip horizontally. And then back up the side horizontally. So that's the real tricky part, is that whole, you're going from vertical and then you have to kind of scooch it. But if your elbows are engaged, it's easier to do. It's also easier to do if you have longer arms. So those of you with shorter arms, it may be a little bit harder to maneuver, but the good news is you're facing the back when you have to go from vertical to horizontal, so the audience can't see you if you're like futzing with it a bit. Left hip horizontal, under the chin, circle the head, left hip, overhead, vertical, down the right side, turn to horizontal, and then back up and around. One more time. Horizontal, still horizontal, now vertical, back to horizontal. Now, I say you go up the left side. You can also leave it on your left hip and do a floreo. And then we do the same left hip as we do left arm. So that's kind of an advanced secret, top secret. So just play with it later on, but for now, bring it up your side. Okay, questions about Sara turn?
Can you repeat the sequence, but without the turns?
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Thank you.
You want me to do it facing you or back?
From the back, please.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll try. So, down, circle, down, up, vertical, down, and then horizontal and up. I think that was right. Yeah, that was right. I had never tried to do it like that. Good suggestion.
Thank you. That was helpful.
Yeah. That's great. That's a great idea to do it like that. I teach the arms without the turn for double back, but I hadn't taught the arms without the turn for Sara. Okay, that's the hardest slow move. So everybody good, and we'll keep going? Oh, there's so much to get in. Okay, the next three that we're going to learn are barrel, reverse turn, and rainbow. And they're kind of a grouping that you know, when you learn one, it's easier to learn the others. And then we'll drill Sara, reverse, barrel, and rainbow. So I'll show you barrel. Make sure you can see my basket. So that's barrel. So barrel and reverse turn look very similar in that you go vertically immediately with the basket. So to help us differentiate, we add a little bit of a basket dip for barrel. So it's just kind of a heads up, pay attention, this is the barrel. So we do it on and, although slow, I know, you don't
Lisa,
necessarily.
I think your video was frozen.
Oh, my video was frozen? Okay, let me try that again. Yeah, can y'all see me now? Yeah? Okay, thank you, Diana, for telling me. So we do a little bit of a dip for barrel turn, because for barrel and for reverse turn, we immediately go horizontal with the basket. I mean, vertical with the basket. So we do a little dip, vertical, and then, you know, make sure you're bending at your rib cage, because then you get a nice bend on the barrel. You're coming down the side, and then you have to adjust your hands because you want to keep the basket facing the audience, the inside of the basket. So you're doing a lot of hand adjustment, but it's still vertical. Then down this side. When you turn for your final come up, that's when it goes horizontal. So dip, vertical, keep the inside of the basket, which requires hand movement. Do your above with the barrel, down the side, and then horizontal and up overhead. If you want to do 2 barrels in a row, you do not need to re-cue it. You can just go vertical and keep going. To finish the barrel, just like we would finish with an arm sweep, if we didn't have the basket, we do a basket circle. Now you have to be careful. This is the most forgotten move in basket dialect. People are into their barrel turns, they're thinking about what they're going to do next, and they forget to cue that final sweep with the basket. So just pay attention and watch to make sure that your leader remembers to cue that. So one more time. Dip to cue, vertical, overhead, down the side, horizontal. I can go straight into another by turning my basket vertical again. And then finish with a basket circle. Yeah, it looks good from the, I can see you guys in the mirror. Questions about barrel? Does that work for everybody? Any questions about it? Okay, barrel's a little dip. Okay, reverse turn, like I said, it looks a lot like barrel at the beginning. Here's what it looks like. Down to, so I'm turning vertical, goes down to my side, turn, and then up the side. So, just like basket, I immediately go vertical, and I go down my right side. Now I am planting the basket here, and the basket doesn't move. It stays at my right side as I turn, and then it just goes up the right side and back to horizontal overhead. I love this move because it's so simple and it looks really good. So you're in whatever, tuck seam, reverse tuck seam, vertical, down to your hip. Keep it on your hip, vertical till you get to overhead, and then horizontal again. One more time. Vertical down the side, plant it, and then back up. I mean, that one's almost foolproof in terms of not messing it up. Okay, questions about that one? Nope. Okay, so last one I'll teach you before we drill these is rainbow. So rainbow, just like roundhouse, the first rainbow, you keep your basket horizontal, and the second one is vertical. I'll just do this one from the back. So I'll do it from the front first. So if I'm cueing out of this 2-arm hold position, then I'm actually going to do a complete loop to get into it. If I'm cueing out of above my head position, then I'll just sit into it like that. So it can be either cue. Of course, for rainbow, you're sitting into your left hip to start out with, and you want to make sure you don't have the weak elbow. You want to make sure you have the strong elbow. So, cue into it. And then you raise your basket overhead. This would be where you're doing the floreos. Your head comes to the front. It stops with the audience. And the basket comes down over your right shoulder, or, to your right side. Then, when I switch from this sitting into my left hip from sitting into my right hip, at the same time, I sit to my right hip, I turn my basket vertical, and I look to the right. And then overhead, my head would be following the floreos. Come to the front, leave your head in the front, finish to the side. And then just into whatever. So let's start from in front of you. Oh, bye, Sylvia. You can see the recording for what you missed, so don't worry about it, okay? Yeah, thanks for coming. So from here, I kind of go out and around to sit into it, just a little bit more dramatic. Slow over the top. You feel like you're not doing much, but it looks pretty. Keep your elbows engaged. Flip. And finish. See, this one's pretty simple. Okay, ready to drill those 4? We'll drill Sara, rainbow, basket, and reverse. Okay, any questions? You may have questions after we drill. how did that go? Any questions about those slow moves?
I don't really have a question. I just think the Sara is probably the easiest one.
You do, really?
For some reason, for me, the Sara is the easiest one. Right
awesome.
now, anyway.
Yeah, because that's the hardest one for me. And sometimes I get confused about leaving the reverse turn. But overall, I think that one's easy. Okay, so I want to show you one more move that has 3 different ways of doing it. And I'll show you the way that Dianishma decided, and then I'll show you the way that I like best, so that I will do when Red Sage starts doing baskets. And then I'll show you the way that I'm experimenting with, that Dawn and I threw this way out because we couldn't think of other moves to do in this position. But then in the workshop in France, they came up with another move yesterday. So we may add some more of this. So camel. 3 different versions of camel. So the first version is you do your fake step and you bring your basket down to your right side. And then when you do the point, you bring it up to the left. So see how my arms are? I have my right arm over, and I realize that for those of you with shorter arms, this may be harder to do. So just do the best you can. It doesn't have to be super high in the air. And then I bring it down to below my boobs and I do a reverse undulation. Because we decided that torso twist holding a basket was not a super complimentary way to do it. So version 1, and this is the version that Dianishma did. Down to the right, up to the left, reverse undulation or body wave down. Up to the right, down to the left, reverse, and the basket's just right under my boobs. Okay, so the way that I like is to combine loco camel with camel. So it's up to the right, down to the left. I take my left foot, cross it over, and I do a scoop up, just like we do with Arabic. Because, you know, loco camel, you cross and turn. So again, down to the right, up to the left, and then I'm doing a scoop down to my belly and all the way up as I turn. Down to the right, up to the left, scoop as I turn. One more time. Down to the right, up to the left, scoop as I turn. Okay, questions about either of those 2 versions? So you don't have to do them all 3 ways. You pick the way you like the best and you go with it. Okay, I'll show you the third one. So the third one, have the basket overhead, and this one I think we're going to call the waitress variation, because I'm taking my hand and I'm putting it underneath the bottom of the basket, and then down, holding the basket, up, holding the basket, torso twist, regular snake arm. Of course, you can't snake arm on this basket side, so I'm just doing a slight lift and settle on the basket. So, and I would definitely cue into this from my right hand being up, because I've got to put my right palm underneath, and just like you would with balancing, do tuck seam or reverse tuck seam. So down, up, torso twist with a slight basket lift to make it look like, you know, you're kind of simulating that undulation just barely. So the move that my friends in France came up with that you could do in this position is reverse. And then we would get it off the same way. We just put it to the middle and move our hand off. So like I said, Dawn and I messed with the basket in that position, but we just couldn't come up with other moves to do. And you don't ever want to create a position that you can't do other things in. So, you know, that one's to be determined. Maybe we'll come up with some other ways to do the basket. I think it looks cool. So if you're playing around with basket and you come up with other moves that you can do, like we played, you know, in some of the workshops we've been playing with it. So we played with rainbow, but I don't know. I'm just not convinced that looks good. So, but yeah, just we can play with it. If you come up with anything, let me know. But it's something that's, yeah, so I have my, oh yeah, BB.
I was just thinking, what about Sarah? So if you're like this, right?
Yeah.
And then,
Oh yeah, and then grab it with two hands. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential for that. I think there's a lot of potential for that. So I am doing this tour, I am just in love with baskets all over again. So I'm definitely, now that the tour is going to be over, because that's been taking a ton of my time, going to be playing with more basket stuff. And Ming and I actually have been, like, we made up a basket Medusa. And so we've been creating stuff related to baskets. So super cool, love the basket. Okay, let's talk about some basket balance stuff. So you would get into balance, you know, using a tuck seam, reverse tuck seam, drop it straight down, give your followers plenty of time to balance, bring your arms out. There's some slow moves that just lend themselves to balancing, like they're just not that difficult to balance with. So torso twist is a great way to teach students how to do moves properly, because if you're doing torso twist, you can't get all crazy with it if you have to keep a basket on your head. So it's a great way to train. So torso twist is one. You know, camel, that works really well. You just have to keep your arms wide enough that you don't hit anything. Even wraparound. The first part where I turn to the back works pretty good as long as you go slow. And then turn around and watch me for a second. What I do is I raise my arms up, and then just like with the fast moves, when I get ready to turn, I use my left hand to grab, and then when I release, you know, I've held it in place so I can easily release. So let's try that again. So start, wrap around, slow, 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 slow. Even if you're good at balancing, your followers might not be, so don't whip yourself around. Reverse floreo, raise your arms up, and you know, you'll be watching your back person to see when they cue the turn. So when they cue the turn, grab your basket, and then you're raising your arm up to finish, and let that left arm come off at the same time, and then it just looks beautiful. It doesn't look like you've done a basket cheat. It just looks really pretty. You can do the same with loco camel with the cheat. And then as you get ready to do the turn, you just grab the basket and lift your hand off. Grab and lift. It takes some practice, so don't get discouraged if you drop your basket. And even if you drop your basket in performance, it's not a big deal. It's a prop. It's a prop you're balancing on your head. It happens. If you dance with Ming, then you have all kinds of things thrown at you. Baskets, zills, swords even. She's dropped a sword on me before. So, you know, sometimes you are lucky enough to have dance partners that really desensitize you to the dropping thing. And she knows that I talk about her in these workshops. I told her I did. Okay, so hold for loco camel and wrap around. Then there's other moves like circle step. You know, that's something that's pretty easy to do. The reverse tuck seam with the arm undulations. That's, you know, there's a lot of moves that you can do balanced. Yeah, circle step. Oops, that was a fly fusion move. Ah, I've already taught fly fusion today, so now I'm getting, okay, so all of those balance moves are super, just play with them. See what works. Practice walking around the house with your basket on, and eventually it'll get a lot easier to balance. So let's do a little bit of following with balance stuff and see how that goes. Any questions about balancing before we do this? Y'all are such a great class. We're getting through everything I have planned, and that has just not been happening in most of the workshops. Okay, that wasn't really fair to do all of those camels because you can't tell from the back what I'm doing, but at least maybe you got to practice some. Okay, questions about the balance stuff? Okay, let's see.
Any tips for keeping it balanced on my head even at the beginning?
Yeah, so I think, Sarah, really a head wrap is the way to go.
Yeah. Because even when I'm not holding it and I stop, it like spins around my head, kind of.
Yeah. So the making sure there's an indent.
I think there is. Yeah.
Yeah, and then some of the baskets, like I have some baskets that are more slippery on the bottom than rough.
Okay.
Is yours slippery or rough?
I think it's kind of slippery.
Yeah. So it could be practicing with a different basket. Some people use hairspray as a way to create a little bit more grabbing, but I would use wrap. And, if we were in class, I could be like, here, use my basket. It's a little bit more grippy on the bottom. But I have one of those light tan ones that I just now keep in my kitchen on the wall because the bottom's slippery. So part of it is, and the other thing I don't want to forget, so Baskets of Africa is partnering with this tour. So if you want to order a basket, use the coupon AllRed. I think it was AllRed and not Lisa, and get 10% off. Okay, we're going to cool down and then see if there's any questions or any kind of last minute stuff. Yay! Okay, we have a few minutes left for questions, requests, comments. Thank you, Erin and Diana, for hosting this last workshop. I'll have a final count of the money raised in all of these workshops. Probably tonight, right, Erin? Yeah. So,
yeah, I teach tonight, so maybe tomorrow. We'll see.
Tomorrow, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So whenever, in the next little bit, we'll have a final total. Any questions? Any thoughts? I hope that you'll love Basket as much as me. One thing that I offer to all students that take with me online is you can send me a video of you doing the moves and I'll give you feedback. I offer that for all my students, although hardly anybody ever does this. But I offer it because I can't really see you. I mean, you're tiny little squares on my computer. So if you want to videotape yourself doing some of these basket moves and send it to me, then I am happy to let you know, feedback, technique, anything like that. So feel free to do that. I think I'm friends with most everybody on on Facebook, but if I'm not, send me a friend invite so that we can stay in touch. Yeah, I think that's it. Are there any announcements I should be making that I'm forgetting about?
Can you say what is the, for the Dianissima, if somebody wanted to do the workshop?
Yeah, if you want the online class?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the way we have it set up is super high tech. You PayPal Dawn $40 and she sends you an email with the login information. We are fancy. You can also PayPal me $40 and I'll send you the login information if I can remember it. If not, I'll ask Dawn. Yeah, so we have kind of a division of labor, but it's a locked page, a password protected page on my website. And at this point, it is just a super good value. There's like 16 videos and over half of them are instruction videos, and it covers every variation of every fast vocabulary move. So stage presence challenge for anybody that wants to work on stage presence, that starts on September 1st, which is in 2 days. I'm doing that with Melody Basilos, Angie Never, and Wildcard. That will be fun. You don't have to post videos of yourself. You get a workbook, so you can kind of be low-key about it if you want to. So that's on my website. Yeah, I think that's about all going on right now. I mean, this was the big thing this summer, and thank you all for joining and for making this final workshop in the series such a fun workshop. And thank you, Erin. Thank you, Diana. Y'all are the best. I love you. And let me know if you have any questions. Yay! Have a great rest of your day. And I hope I see everybody in person really soon because I missed your faces. Bye.